More students in the Boston schools have a chance to be involved in organized sports thanks to the Boston Scholar Athlete Program. The program is a partnership between the City of Boston and Suffolk Construction's Red and Blue Foundation. The partnership began as a response to a persistent problem in many urban school systems, the gap in sports opportunities between the city and the suburbs. To bring us up to date on what's happening in Boston is the director of the program, Rebekah Splaine. Thank you very much for being with us, Rebekah.
You're very welcome.
This is a program that's been gradually ramping up over the past couple of years. So far, what are we talking about, at least in terms of the numbers of students you're helping?
So right now we're impacting close to 4,000 scholar athletes with the sports that we're supporting through Boston Public High School athletic programming.
And what about expansion of programs or the kind of kids who can play them, grade levels, anything like that going on?
Right now we're focusing on the high school level for Boston Public Schools, but have every intention of working with the middle school demographic in approximately 2 to 3 years.
Talk about some of these shortfalls that we've heard about where your program is helping the students.
Right, so what we want to make sure to do is be able to provide the best opportunity for every young student in Boston Public's high school. We want to make sure that there are a plethora of sports available to individuals to be able to succeed. We have done a lot of research to find that there's a proven link between athletic participation and positive academic performance. So we want to make sure that we can provide an athletic experience that can provide opportunities to succeed for scholar athletes in Boston Public's high schools. In addition to providing a very comprehensive athletic experience, we want to make sure that we provide individuals and young individuals with a robust and structured academic program as well. We understand the importance of being academically successful in high school. That will lead individuals into post-secondary higher educational experiences. So to do that, what we've done is work with every single Boston Public High School to establish what we call zones. So we have zone learning centers in each of the Boston high schools that can provide academic tutoring, that can provide other support mechanisms to improve academic eligibility across each of the 18 Boston Public High schools.
From what I can picture the zones, they look like a cross between a place where you have the jocks hang out, but what's going on in there is very academic.
Very academic. We really took the model of the college prep mentality and applied that to the high school level. So we make sure that these zones are not places where it's a hangout and you see jocks leaning against the wall. It's not that. It's very focused. It's a safe environment. It's a quiet environment for young scholar athletes and potential scholar athletes to come and get their work done and improve their studies.
Of course, this is a place where the academic and the athletic things that these kids do are celebrated, and I guess they must need that because this is a school system where maybe a lot of parents can't make it to the games, and these kids may say, I'm playing, but no one seems to notice. That's
right. What we want to make sure to do is instill a sense of pride in these kids, and what we found is that before, some of that was missing. Some of that was missing from the lack of proper uniforms or equipment, and we've been able to bridge a lot of the public and private sectors in Boston to bring in some of the assets that local universities might have from their athletic teams, the professional sports teams in the local area. Some of those assets we can bring to the public sector simply because we can be a bridge, and so we want to make sure to bridge that gap.
Another problem you're working on is eligibility, because there are kids who want to play a sport, they can make the team on their athletic ability, but they're having trouble with a subject or two, and I guess if that goes wrong, then there go the sports.
That's correct. Every single high school sets a minimum eligibility requirement to participate in athletics. So what we do is work with each school's minimum and make sure that we can improve as many students as possible to gain and maintain eligibility to participate. And how we're doing that is, again, through our zones and making sure that we're bringing in graduate and undergraduate students from Harvard, BC, BU, MIT, Northeastern, UMass Boston, all the local colleges and universities that have the academic capital that we call, we can bring that into the public sector. It's, again, about bridging that gap.
Another thing that you're working on is preparation for the SATs. This is something that maybe some kids can take for granted, and kids with those top scores, they're getting some extra prep, so why not these kids?
That's right. What we realized is that Boston Public Schools on average are about 200 points below the state average of Massachusetts, so we want to try to close that gap. And we can do that by providing a very robust and comprehensive SAT preparation course for the full academic school year next year. So we're partnering with the Princeton Review to underwrite a very unique program that's being built into the school day for approximately 400 scholar athletes, because we understand the importance and how crucial the SAT is to higher education.
By the way, what makes this all come together? Because I know the Suffolk's part of it, the city's part of it, but I guess you have to bring in some other partners.
We do.
To keep growing.
We do. We recognize we're not the experts at everything, but we can partner with the experts on everything. We don't want to reinvent the wheel. We want to partner where it's possible. So again, we always talk about connecting the dots. There are so many resources in the Boston area, whether it be athletic, academic, corporate. We want to make sure to be pulling in the best partners as possible to provide those resources to the young scholar athletes.
All right, thank you very much for being with us in the Boston Scholar Athlete Program, Rebekah Splaine.
Thank you.